All right. So,
Yeah, special edition.
yeah, there is an echo. That's fucking weird. Only on you though. Say
Maybe
something.
too close to yours. No, there's the echo.
No, go
You
ahead.
got effects on now?
Yeah, yeah. That's say
Oh,
something.
yeah. There we go. I had the effects.
Yeah. It's a problem with
Sounded tight all episode if I just had echo.
they want effects. Das effects. So yeah, apologies for the delayed episode here. So we know you all been waiting for it, but we're here. Get ready, bitch.
We gave y'all some more time to enjoy last week.
I might splice in. Well, not for this episode because I don't have time. But I think I'm a because there was a lot of good. There's a lot of good. So I'm gonna try to
Yeah, the
find a.
reason
I'm
for the
trying to find a
delayed
way.
episode, we do have a hidden episode.
You'll get it, but
Started off really good.
there's some work that needs to be done.
As what can happen with Colompton, we went off the rails.
No, you went off the rails. I was cool,
That scotch is just too smooth.
dude. It was good.
And it felt
Real
I
good.
felt like the more I drank, the more it kind of like I was used to the smokiness, and then it started tasting kind of good.
So I only had one, but mainly because I had to drive home. So if I were here, that probably would have indulged because it was good. It was real good. So eh.
Yeah, I think I had that level. I was like, "Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun." Then at the very end, steeps.
So I didn't even know you had more though.
Oh yeah, I had a
Cause
few cups of it because I was again, you're like me. We don't know how to sip,
yeah,
so
so I was sipping that, but it was mainly because like I was like, all right, I gotta drive. But then later on, you're like, oh, we have wine. I was like, should have opened with that. You start off with the wine, and it's fucking all in. Let's go.
well, from what I know, we had. Did we have any of the wine?
We didn't. I don't know if
Yeah, maybe
Brian's
the
um
others did. Well, we had some scotch, several of our beers. We shotgunned the beer.
yeah. Um, I felt like we shotgun the beer. I felt like there was something else.
I drank a little bit of a mixed drink. I don't know if I
Yeah,
made you any.
yeah, you did. Because I looked at it and I said it looked like fucking radioactive. I was like, what is this? And it wasn't terrible, but let me tell you, not my cup of tea. Not my cup of liquor. But it was solid.
It was a good game and a fun time. Better for you.
Yeah.
You were the only winner that day.
Oh, I was a double winner, son. Like you won too because Ravens lost. So when
But
they lose, we all win.
and well, Lamar is my quarterback, and he went off.
Like he went beyond off. Like he, well, so that I think that whole game went off because Tua went off, fucking Tyreek went off, Waddle went off. You
Yeah, I
know,
think the number two first and second quarterbacks are Lamar and Tua, I believe.
Tua had 6 touchdowns and like 500 yards, 400 yards.
And Lamar has 3 touchdowns each game. And then last week was 100 yards rushing with a 75-yard touchdown
Yeah,
run and a 70-yard
there's
throw.
there's no way those two aren't the 1 and 2 scores of the week. That would just be silly if they weren't. Because it's like, well, who?
Oh, you know who I think is in the top five now is Flacco because he had a huge game.
I considered picking him up, but he is Flacco,
Yeah, as soon as you pick him up, he's gonna have that
yeah,
120-yard game,
and be proud
40
of it.
completions for 120 yards.
You know, up there in New York, in the crowd, motherfuckers had signs saying Flacco's elite. Like they get the jokes. Um, but yeah, it was a fun weekend of football. Like not just because the Lions won, but because like the Lions went up 22-0, but Washington like started charging back, and I was like, damn, this is a good game. Initially, it was just like, okay, this is about to be a thumping, but it was a fun game. That Miami game, was fun.
Well, there's like three super big comebacks that shouldn't have even happened.
Oh, that Arizona.
That one
That's
shouldn't have happened. The Ravens really shouldn't have happened. And the worst one, I think, was Cleveland and the Jets because Cleveland could have not scored a touchdown and downed the ball to win the game.
So that was really bad, but I think because the Raiders were up 23-0, and just, I don't know. It's either that or the Ravens because the Ravens were up big going into the fourth.
Yeah, their defense just collapsed.
So there
I
was.
mean, Jets made some stops, but it was like one play touchdown.
I don't know if it was due to injury, but like ESPN had something to talk about QB troubles in Baltimore. It had the Chargers and the Ravens listed. I didn't see the actual segment, but I was like, I hope they're not talking about like quarterback play because Lamar ran for
I
115.
think he is. He didn't practice today, and his arm, something with his arm, which is never good.
You figure his back is probably coming from carrying that fucking team. Like,
Yeah,
Jesus.
I mean, yeah, I think Drake that game had 0.6 points, so I don't know what his rushing numbers were, but I can't imagine Mike Anderson. Is it Mike? No, Mike Davis had much better numbers.
Was it Justice Hill? I think he might have had the top numbers, and those weren't great either. So, all of their running backs that's not named Lamar Jackson.
He's the best running back in the league if he wants to be.
Yeah, true. So I sent you a text. I know it's only 2 weeks, but the number 2 scoring team in the league is Detroit.
I've seen that.
Detroit. Well, they're tied with Kansas City. So I don't know. I'm getting a little excited. Detroit actually had a defense that.
Well, your D line was killing Wentz.
I don't know if it was so much the D line as much as it was Washington's O line.
Yeah, it was a combo. Wentz, though, I mean, he had a few deep balls, but for the most part, those type of receivers he has are like they just do stuff with the ball, a short dump off, and they turn it into something good. He did have, I mean, there was a blown coverage at one point. He got a deep touchdown.
Yeah.
Which he put that first half, y'all were just in his face, and he was panicking.
Yeah,
Hutchinson had 3 sacks, didn't he?
Yeah, in the first half, he got hurt, but he still had good pressure the second half, and that was kind of the thing. It's almost like that. The first half, Detroit was in his face constantly. Then the second half, either they slacked off or Washington stepped up.
I think we started passing a little quicker.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
probably was opening it up, and then you probably were playing a little bit softer defense.
Yeah, because they were giving them a lot of underneath
to not give up a big play. And with that game too, our defense was complete garbage.
Yeah,
it's been garbage now 2 weeks in a row.
Well, there was the one play that Swift caught the pass like on the ground, had more than enough time to get up, juke.
Yeah, Swift
cut, juke again, and just break for the touchdown.
And clearly he was hurt because he barely had any carries. Mm-hmm. At one point, it was like 3 carries for 60-some yards.
Yeah, it's
which I have him in fantasy. Like, give him 15 carries and I have 200 yards. But yeah, even his catches were good. And then St. Brown, I think he had 2 or 3 carries for 60 yards too, or something.
I think and 2 carries for 68.
And then. What did he get passing? 140, 2 touchdowns, something like that?
Jeez, yeah, dude.
Because he was, I think he was the NFC Player of the Week.
Yeah, he's going fucking bananas. Yeah, it's only 2 weeks, but this dude.
I got him in one league, and so I had him and Lamar. So I was like 110 points with 2 players. Like, yeah, I won this week.
You know what's an interesting experiment? I think I did this last year. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did it last year. I drafted 3 weeks into the season just to see what people would do. See how the draft would change. It doesn't. Like, you could have a hot player that you know this is the man now, and they still go late. It's like, yo, what are you doing? Have you not been watching any football?
So far, the first round is a lot of poop. Besides the end of the first round, Chubb's been a stud, and he's like a second round. I think I got the league I have him. He's my second round pick. Who else running back wise?
Swift.
Yeah, Swift was in that bubble too. The late first, early second.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who
else has been doo-doo. Najee Harris wasn't outstanding. Cook's struggling. I think CMC had one good game, one terrible game.
Yeah. I mean, again, 2 weeks.
Henry hasn't done much. Like, he got rocked. Henry got put on his ass.
I love it. Hey.
I didn't know that was possible.
No, I mean, Motherfuckers are getting mad. They're starting to realize, yo, this dude's been punking us for the
Yeah, I
last
think
2
he's
years.
gonna be mad. Like, what? I do that. But yeah, that's what happened with that big dude from the Giants, Brandon. What was his name? Brandon
Jacobs.
Jacobs. Once people learned how to take him out, then he was just ineffective.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's like I've been seeing on Instagram posts about top running back seasons or top tight end seasons, and there's very few running backs that are on there multiple times. Priest Holmes was on there, I think 2 or 3 times. I think 2 times, and it's like running backs they kind of get figured out for the most part. Now they weren't going back to like you know Emmett Smith and Barry Sanders.
Yeah,
Those
shelf life.
times.
Even I mean, Priest Holmes. I remember how good he was in fantasy, but it was really only like 3 years. Then
Yeah,
switched to Larry Johnson. He had it for like 2, 3 years.
but that was that Dick Vermeil system. Like Dick Vermeil because he had Marshall Falk back, in the Rams days, the greatest show on
Yeah,
turf.
Priest wasn't he like third, fourth string on Baltimore before that?
I don't know if he was that low. I think he was at least the backup, maybe second or third, and then he gets out there in that Dick Vermeil system, and things changed for him. Like he became a superstar, and then they got Larry Johnson. There was someone else in that mix too. And it was
I
like,
want to say
damn,
one
dude.
year I used to always get Priest, and I got Larry Johnson as insurance. And when Larry took over that year, it was like even better.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like 3 touchdowns every week.
That was always kind of the fun thing back then. It's like, at least for me, trying to figure out who the offensive coordinators were, because there are certain coordinators you knew, like when Norv Turner was a coordinator for a while. As a coordinator, he was killing it. Then there was a point where it fell off because I can't remember what team it was, but I took like the quarterback, the running back, I got like the tight end, and it was all just fucking trash. And I was like, oh no, I made a mistake. Like,
We
not
got
again.
his son. He really insists on trying to be Carolina 2.0.
Yeah, and going for two
That shit was
unnecessarily.
dumb. He's still trying to explain that the statistics give him a slight edge in percentage to win. I was like, bullshit. No, it doesn't. When you're down by that much, be happy to get the game in because they're like, well, the game will go into overtime, and it doesn't help their percentage. I was like, when you're down that many points, if you put the game in overtime, you at least gave yourself a chance.
Yeah, it's like you go for
Because
the kick.
they keep factoring in as if they would get the 2 point conversion, how it increases your odds. It had only increased it by 2% technically, but what happens when you don't get the 2 point conversion? Now your percentages went way down. They didn't think about that.
The thing is too, they had already gotten a 2 point conversion. Like, quit while you're ahead. Go for those kicks, and then because they weren't like far off. It's like, okay, they scored a touchdown. All right, go for the kick. You're still in striking distance. You missed the 2 point conversion, then you missed the kick on the next touchdown. Now you're fucked. Now you need to score twice. There's no, if we score and get the 2 point conversion, it's like if we score, get the extra point, and then we got to get the onside kick. It's like there's a lot of
He's
ifs.
wacky. I'm not a huge fan of Ron. And my thing with him is he's trying to get players to play there, but the defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio is for sure trying to get everyone to play his system rather than him adjust his system to his players. So he's having people. He keeps calling out that one young linebacker who was never a passing coverage linebacker, and keeps calling him out in the media. And it's like, well, you knew what he was. Why are you expecting him? Why are you having him play something he's not good at and then yelling at him for it?
I mean, that's the sign of a good coach, man. When you get a player and you're like, look, I know that my system isn't going to work for this guy, so we need to.
Yeah, that's what.
Like Harbaugh is like the key example of
Adjusted
that.
to Lamar. The Eagles adjusted
Yeah.
to Hurts because originally they were trying to be a run-first team, I think.
Mm-hmm.
No, what was it?
No,
They're
no.
the opposite. They're
Yeah,
trying to
they're
pass
trying to
every
pass
down,
a
and then
lot.
they changed.
And that kid, he's looking solid.
Oh yeah,
Like, so
we're
good
about
for
to
them.
get worked unless. I mean, you never know. It's week to week in the NFL.
It is, but it's
If
so.
things trend the way they are, Hertz might put up friggin' 70 points in fantasy.
And I mean, and that's the weird thing is like preseason, not even preseason, but like especially with fantasy, the experts, quote unquote, talk about Jalen Hurts he's due for a big year. Like, shut the fuck up. He didn't end the year bad though. So
Fantasy wise, he was good even when he was playing bad, just
mhm.
because he had so many friggin' rushing yards and rushing touchdowns.
Actually, I remember like just kind of over the years, players that you hear about over the summer, and then they actually blow up the following year. Um, what's fucking Mahomes was one of them. They're like, this kid, he's gonna be the future. Whatever, shut up. The people who dropped him
And look,
in
I
the
got
eighth and the 10th.
I got him that year. I got him and Lamar the year Lamar won the MVP, and it was like both of them, and got them quite late.
Yeah, well, and that's what I mean. It's like you
I think
grab,
Mahomes was originally my backup,
um, you
and I
know,
think that year Lamar was still the better fantasy quarterback.
it's like those two were in that list of players. People were like, oh, they're the future. And it's like how do you know that? Like, shut up. And then it turns out like, oh my god, they fucking knew it. There are a couple wide receivers I can't remember like off top, but I mean, and St. Brown right now is kind of in that pocket too because I mean, last year he only became a starter by default. He wasn't
Well,
the starter because he outplayed people. He was the starter because everyone got hurt, and
he's
he stepped up.
a new style of receiver, Tyreek Hill type that can run after the catch
Yeah,
and get open. And then you guys got a super speedy guy once he gets healthy, Williams.
yeah.
I
If he
drafted him
gets
in one league, but I couldn't keep him because I don't. Who knows what he even does, and he's not gonna play for a few weeks.
that,
But if that dude comes in,
dude,
he's
I've
gonna have some
been
speed.
rotating and just picking up and dropping just random players, just hoping someone strikes. I just picked up fucking Josh Gordon because he just got activated. I was like, grab him, get him. And sure enough, he ain't gonna play. He ain't gonna amount to. He'll get in there, he'll show some flashes, and then he'll peter off, and it's like, oh, waste of roster space, cut. So
I haven't made too many pickups, but I was able to get San Francisco's back, and I was shocked because I was near the top, and no one thought to get him. Um, but so far, I'm first place in two leagues and just a few points behind in another league, but 2-0 in every league, and somewhat different teams. I do have Lamar in every league, Drake London in every league, and he's been coming on. He had a decent game last week, and he's getting targeted a lot.
yeah,
Which with his targets though, I also have Kyle Pitts in every league. Kyle Pitts hasn't done shit.
yeah, seems accurate.
Give me a nice 1 point a game.
I was texting with my one friend Amber because I just beat her last week, and I told her like she was like my team sucks. I was like, actually, your team's not bad. You're just unlucky. My team is bad, and I'm lucky. So it's like I shouldn't have beat her last week, but that Buffalo defense, they came in, did what they needed to do.
Yeah, they had a good week, but the guys she played would put up 175. So like, not much you can do there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that sucks is like when you score, like you're number two in scoring that week, but the person who's
Oh,
number
that's the
one
worst. Yeah.
beats you by like 2 points, and it's not even like oh it was like 112 to 110. It's like 190 to like 188. It was like fuck.
Yeah, I had the luxury last week of being up by so many points. I didn't have to worry. I was like, damn, I have 185 and you got 90. Should be good.
Yeah, it's like
What's wild though is because I played Neps in both leagues and beat him in both, but the one league I'm killing him by more than 100. It said he had a 7% chance, and I was like, he had no one left, but I had Jefferson. No, that was, okay. I'm getting mixed up. It was my league. The game was a little closer, but I'm up by like say 20, something like that. And he has a 7% chance, yet he has no players left, and I have Justin Jefferson. So I was like, so there's a 7% chance Justin Jefferson's gonna fumble 10 times,
I mean you never know.
get negative 20.
You never know. I mean,
But yeah, I was expecting big things when you're almost at the week high and you got Justin Jefferson left. You're like, oh, I'm about to freaking beat 200, and I get 7.
well, yeah, going into that Monday night game, that's what I thought. I was like, that's what I was counting on. I was like, Buffalo might be all right. I might get 12 out of them, and Jefferson would be the big scorer. and it turned out Jefferson got me dog shit, and Buffalo got me 24.
I
So,
decided to stick with San Diego's defense because they've been putting up big numbers, and they got screwed by the Mahomes got like 4 picks that got
yeah,
bailed out. And I don't understand because I know 2 years ago they changed the rule where if you had your hands under the ball but it touches the ground, that should still count. Now all of a sudden it doesn't count again.
they like to
I
flip
know
flop
that was a
on that
rule for
shit.
a second.
Um,
I know it wasn't originally, and then it was. As long as they're like, if it doesn't move, but your hand's underneath and it touches the ground simultaneously. I can't say that word. I
I
can never
know.
say that word.
Relax, Trump. Like I can't. I have a hard time with the word yesterday.
One day we should just do a Biden episode, see if anyone notices, where we just start talking about something and then just switch it, and then make no sense.
Like, dude, I've been hearing so many Trump impressions, and it's been so good. And it's like, and then just basically the Biden impression is like, like, yeah. It's like okay, all right, Papa, like go take a nap, drink your fucking Ovaltine and shut up. Um, so yeah, but good, fun time all the same. Good NFL week. Honestly, since we're at this point in the week, may as well just fucking let's look at a couple games upcoming as kind of like a preview going into next week. I know we got Buffalo and Miami, and it's a big deal because this is the first time they've been playing each other at any kind of undefeated since like sometime in the
Miami
'90s.
looks nice.
Yeah, I mean,
I picked up their running back. He got a little bit more carry most start, but I'm pretty sure
that's who got
he's
him.
the fastest running back. So if he gets going, he's always hurt. But when he does play, it's always like 5.5 a carry. He looked good last week.
I was trying to figure out because it was like I missed someone on the waiver wire. Who did I miss? And it was him. Because I was like, that's who I wanted. But I can't remember what bullshit I ended up getting. Oh, because I don't fucking put my joints in like order of like who's like preferred. I just say, okay, I want this guy, this guy, this guy. You guys figure it out. Yeah, Miami looks good. I mean, it's weird because it's like Buffalo. I mean, Buffalo is who we thought they were. They are. They are who we
Yeah,
thought they are.
the the Monday night game's kind of wild. It's the Cowboys versus the Giants. What's funny about that is the Giants could somehow be 3-0.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They haven't even looked that good. Barkley had a monster first game, but
And then they finished last year.
yeah.
So
Oh,
they,
they've
they,
been
they have the
terrible.
benefit of that last place schedule. So
Got the Rams and the Cardinals, both 1-1.
I mean, the Rams have completely owned Kyler Murray.
Eagles
So
and Washington's kind of big, because that would give the Eagles 3-0 as well. Put Washington at 1-2. Ravens Patriots both 1-1.
that's always an interesting game,
Patriots defense has been good. Their offense has been pretty bad.
as expected.
I mean, I don't know what Bill's doing on offense. It's like, give me anyone, we can do it.
I mean, once upon a time ago, that was the case. Just give me a hobo.
But yeah, Bills Dolphins definitely the best game. There's actually a lot of bad matchups. I mean, Steelers Browns could be good, but I mean, that'd probably be a good game. Neither of
Steelers,
them have a quarterback right now, really.
Yeah, that could be funsies.
Texans Bears, no one's gonna care.
Yeah, as soon as you said that, I was like,
Raiders Titans. If Titans beat the Raiders and they go 0-3,
oh, that would be so fun.
yeah, that would be not expected. Chiefs Colts. That doesn't look very good. Colts just put up 0 versus Jaguars.
That shit blew my mind, yo. The Jags have completely owned them.
Well, good game. Lions Vikings, and I don't know the way that they look this week.
That could be a fun game.
Lions, I think, could take
Well,
them.
in division, they always play each other tough, so that could be a fun
I mean,
game to
Kirk's
see.
last game was primetime. He struggles in primetime. So
Yeah.
now you might get the 1 o'clock Kirk.
Yeah,
Where he
that's
throws like 90% and 3 touchdowns.
that's what I'm like. That could be a fun game. Either way, I'm in.
Bengals Jets,
Uh,
Saints Panthers. A lot of bad matchups this week. Jaguars Chargers. I mean, the
That-
Jaguars played Washington like they came back at the end. Maybe the Jaguars could be a little legit. I mean, when you get a shutout in the NFL, that's something.
yeah, I mean that's big news. And Herbert's got some discomfort. He'll probably play, but still.
They're missing Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
Falcons Seahawks.
Um,
They look bad.
But when you said both those teams, I was like, who?
Yeah, you got Geno Smith and Marcus Mariota, which
Yay.
the Falcons are 0-2.
Yeah.
Packers Buccaneers could be good because
Yeah.
Packers looked terrible week 1, which is the same as last year, and then they friggin' basically won out the season.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's like you can't really house everything on, or anything on the first week, even the first 2 weeks, because that stat always like teams that start on to, more than likely will miss the playoffs. And I was like, yeah, but I mean, Patriots start 0-2 and then went on to win the Super Bowl. So shut the fuck up.
49ers Broncos, that could be a
That
good
could be
game.
fun. That could be fun because 49ers going to stomp down Russell Wilson real
I
quick. So I'm
think
not
they
going to
got the
start him.
better quarterback playing now,
Yeah,
at least for now.
for now.
And that's the Cowboys Giants. But yeah, no monster games besides really the Bills Dolphins.
Yeah, that's the game of the week, I'd say. So, well, I'll be tuned in. Do I have anything going on Sunday? Probably not. No, I don't. I intentionally left Sunday open, so I'll probably be here watching the games. Maybe I might be taking a nap. I don't know, like because that like NFL season is kind of like that, nap time season for me. I can put on like honestly, if I watch the Giants play, I'm guaranteed to go to sleep. Giants and Washington when they play, that is a guaranteed nap. And I don't know why it's always those two teams. It's no one else but those two teams. A lot of times Ravens because CBS commentary is dog shit. It's just like fuck those guys.
I got confused a second. I thought I pulled up last week's game. I was like, how did Dak Prescott play? I was like, oh, that's week 1.
Yeah, well, fuck that guy too. But hey, paid. You want to rate this beer?
Yeah, let's do it. We got, it's called Grapefruit Sculpin.
Seems the type.
And apparently this company called Ballast. Ballast?
That sounds
I don't
made
know
up.
how you want to say it. Ballast. Point.
That's a made
Brewing
up word.
company is dedicated to the craft. But apparently they have a beer that's called Sculpin. And that one is a fruity beer. And then this is the grapefruit version of it. So a twist on their signature beer. It is 7%
I can dig it.
in the sweet spot, and they're out of San Diego. I don't believe we've done this. So I just updated our list, by the way.
Oh. So speaking of, that's funny that you would bring up San Diego because I just had a guest on Off the Mats from San Diego, and I was talking about Colompton, and I was like, dude, if he brings a stout, I'm just not into him. And he was like, the guy that I was recording with, he was talking about. I think I wrote it down somewhere upstairs, but he was like Stone Brewery. He was like, I think they have one out on the East Coast, maybe in PA, and Porter was like, no, there's one in Virginia. But it's just funny you brought up San Diego for this one. I was like, oh, because I did like text it or write it down or something to like mention to like, hey, look for this. I'm not gonna drink it, but
I'm pretty sure we definitely done Stone. They got the double loco. Yeah, definitely not. We've done a few stouts maybe around winter time, but it was like those
trash.
super high alcohol ones.
Still trash.
You know what's wild because Guinness is good when it's, I don't know.
Hey, so we got the Dana White Contender Series on. Spoiler alert: this kid he won, so he gets the contract. He's 17. He's the youngest fighter signed to the UFC ever. It's like Dana, chill. Like, are you gonna fucking go scout out a preschool next?
We got
Relax,
that
homie.
fighter nose.
Well, yeah, I mean, like looking, I was like, oh yeah, I can see you're a fucking kid. Like he looks young. He's got like not like a baby face, but he definitely looks young. But that's the thing in the MMA game now. These motherfuckers, it's like they're training, from like Jump Street. You got kids starting at 4. And when we say starting at 4, just getting into it, getting the discipline down, but your body starts to grow. If you stick with it, your body like grows into the sport. So it's crazy. Like I'm hoping that kid does well. Like I want to see him become a champ one day. So, all right, that was it. Cut you off. My bad.
Oh, that's fine.
No, I know
What was
it's
that?
fine.
I was gonna say something about Guinness. Oh,
Um,
one of my followers might follow the beer club too, but they just rate Guinnesses, and I was confused. Like, wait, you just rate Guinness, and it's on draft at different places, and apparently some people really take Guinness really seriously and find a big difference. I mean, we've noticed Miller Lite tastes drastically different at certain bars. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
this one has a good Miller Lite.
Oh my god, dude! If you
When
get a
it's hitting,
good
it's real
one,
hitting, yeah.
oof,
And then sometimes you got like a little sour taste in the line or something.
yeah,
And sometimes I feel like the line being dirty makes it taste a little better. I've had like, yo, this tastes weird, but it's kind of good.
you get the extra sauce.
Yeah, but yeah, this person rates like the Guinness, like, and I guess they showed something like a sign in Belfast. It was like the best Guinness in Belfast, and he was like, I can assure you, this is the worst Guinness in Belfast. It's like 2.0, and I was like, so all the beers we review, he just reviews Guinness. This person, like, and they all range from 2s to 8s to 9s. I'm like, wow.
That's crazy.
I would be like, this tastes like Guinness.
This tastes like.
Like
very
yeah, I was
Guinnessy.
like, this person must have a really, because they're like describing it too, and I was just like, wow, to have all the same beer and be able to tell differences, wow.
That's crazy. But then also the thing is, what if that's the gimmick? He can't really tell the difference, but he fucks with
Yeah,
people.
he's just messing.
Because I do that shit. I'll like listen to some like shit and talk about. I'll start making shit up. Like, yo, you hear that right there? Yeah, yeah. Like I'll watch Telemundo and act like I know Spanish. I don't.
Oh, I like at the grocery store when Bay is with me. I like to pick Spanish on the self checkout. And a few times though, she's laughed at me because I didn't realize we got some produce and I gotta try to find that shit. And it doesn't. Some of the Spanish names aren't anywhere near the English name, and I gotta look stupid looking for.
Oh man, it's easy.
But it is funny when you start hearing like "Hola," da 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 da.
My friend who lives in Madrid went like ever she sends like a voice note, and I hear her talk to someone in the background. I always forget she's in Spain, so I hear like "Hola," da, 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 bien. I was like, oh fuck, I forgot. Like you're in Spain, and that you like, hey, I know those words. Those are only Spanish words I know.
Y tú.
It too. I see. I see.
Mi mucho bien.
So,
Mucho frío. Hace calor.
soy de Somalia. Oh no, no. Donde está?
Yeah, I think that was one of our plays we did.
Yeah, that's
Soy de
all we said.
Somalia.
It was like that. Yeah, that's all we
And they
did.
did MC Hammer muy popular.
Like we had no other words, but we passed,
Oh,
and that's what counts.
I was about to pour the next one. We didn't even rate this one. All right.
You said this was a
7%. I would say it was more bitter than I was expecting,
Mhm.
but those bitter ones, like I said, to me they kind of grow on me the more I drink it. The initial taste, I'm like, ugh, but then I'm like,
Oh God.
something about the bitter. Maybe it's like I get less sick of it over time. Like if it's too sweet, I'm gonna like it at first, but then I'm gonna get sick of it.
Yeah, that bitter did hit me hard, but it didn't discourage me, so I didn't hate it. 7 was the percentage. It was tasty enough. I would buy it too. It smelled good. It really
You know
smelled
what's
good.
wild is someone else that does beer reviews did their scale, and it was very similar to ours. Maybe they got it from us, but probably
It's a big world. They
Yeah.
probably have their own.
they
line as
sampled.
well, too.
Just give us some writer credit. But no, it was basically those 7 would be you're considered buying it. You'd
Yeah.
buy it again. 6 is like you liked it, but probably not gonna buy it.
Like if you hand it to me, I'll drink it. But yeah. I see. This is on that line though because I don't know that I would buy this, but I wouldn't not buy it. I'm gonna give this a.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
You know, it's
But with
wild. That's
asterisk.
what I did, and it's right on the line.
Yeah,
If I saw it and there's nothing, I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, that
yeah,
was
it's
pretty
like I
good.
recognize this. It smelled
It's a
good. It
7
didn't
percenter.
taste terrible. Yeah, it's gonna get me where I need to be, because ultimately that's what all this really boils down to is like I'm drinking beer for a particular job, and that job is to get fucked up.
Yeah, I don't understand the nursing the beer.
Yeah. Well, my guest on Off the Mats, he was talking about um, bourbon and reviewing, yeah, like kind of tasting and reviewing that, and he met a guy who gave him like kind of how you do it, and I was like, okay, I'll have to keep that in mind. Like, mind you, now I'm not trying to drink that shit to like, oh, this tastes like this. No, I'm trying to drink to get fucked up. That's if you see me drinking alcohol, it is to get fucked up. That's why I can't. I remember the first time I had a beer with my grandfather. I remember, like, I was still kind of in that party phase though. I remember he goes, we went out to dinner for my grandmother's birthday. He goes, "It's okay if you get a beer." I think I might have been 22 at the time, maybe 22, questionable. He was just okay if you get a beer. I don't care, you know. I was like, well, I know. I mean, I'm an adult. I know I can get a beer. It's just a matter of like I might not want one. But then I think what he's saying is because they're paying for dinner. Yeah, get a beer. So I ordered. What did I get? Like a Yingling. Oh, I guzzled it. It wasn't. You know, I didn't slow pace that at all. I just fucking crushed it. And then I had the tough dilemma in my brain: do I order another, or do I just fucking ask for a water? And let me tell you, it was tough. I ended up getting a fucking lemonade.
Ooh, this is kind of good.
It doesn't look like it's gonna be, but
I'm liking the taste.
ah, the rest of that's for you, son.
I poured 90% foam in
That
mine.
can see. You really need some help with that, dude.
But Brian, who we did the Redo podcast, is a big Scotch guy, and I think he would be willing to give us a little Scotch taste, and he can explain it well. But what I like about it is when you do it's like a flight, and when you do a flight of Scotch or bourbon, you get pretty buzzed, and that's the way to drink it, I think, because I'm not big on the taste, but I mean it's nice to know a little bit. It's kind of nice hearing it, like, oh, this one's smoky, okay.
I think for me, in those terminologies, the reason why that doesn't matter is because I don't hang out with people who have those terminologies. And if I do hang out with people who use that terminology, my immediate go-to is, yeah, I'm just here to get fucked up. Because that's exactly what it is. I'm just there to get fucked up. I feel that way with everything. If I'm eating pastries, I'm just there to get fat. I'm not there to, like, say, oh, this is really good. Yeah, I can tell that this has a little bit of fucking cream cheese on this side. No, I'm here to fucking get fat. And then if I show up to a fucking drinking party, I'm there to get fucking trashed. And when I get trashed, let me tell you, it's an adventure. Especially if I start the night off with a Jack and Coke, baby. I need
We'll
that.
have to do a game again. Soon. We'll have to do the podcast before we get too messed up.
Well, so I didn't even kind of time that out in my brain right, because I was like, all right, let's put the game on and then record the second half of the game. But it's like, and it is basically like you get like kind of a like live reaction to the game, win or lose. But then I was like, we can't do that because it's like,
yeah, I want to start watching the game, especially if it's close. I think we did it all right. It's just not with that much Scotch for me.
Yeah, I don't know who you pointing fingers at, son.
Yeah,
like,
I said me.
Like you was the one. It's like you was swimming in that shit. Yeah, I had a cup,
yeah.
And it was.
Let's
solid.
just say I went to bed at 6:30, woke up at 3:30, and was like,
I got a
panicked
text.
for a second. Was like, how'd the podcast go? Because I don't remember.
I got a text at 3 a.m. I saw that shit the next morning and said, how'd the podcast go? Not good, Steve. Not good. like it wasn't terrible, but there were some points where, and even on my own end, I had some arguments that I was sitting there trying to argue shit that I was so wrong on. Like I couldn't be fucking further from correct. But I was ready to die on that hill. I was like, because we were talking about like oldest quarterbacks, rookie quarterbacks. And Chris Winkie was an old quarterback, but I was like, no, he was the oldest one. I just looked at it. He was the oldest one. And you're like, no, it's not him. And then I pull up my phone. I was like, okay, it was Brandon. It was Brandon Whitman. All right. It is like quick transition. I moved from that shit. We're like, okay, so Brian, tell me about yourself. It was like, let's get away from there. I feel like a dummy. But no, it was a fun time, all the same. I mean, it's kind of a short turnaround, but you watch anything this week? Like, get into anything this week besides the baseball game?
Yeah, went to a baseball game. Pretty sure the Orioles lost. I had to leave. Couldn't stay for the very end.
Oh.
Yeah, this is surprising. So this was left by Brian, and I know this is one of his favorite beers, and I've had it before, but I forgot that it's actually pretty good.
Pretty decent. I was ready to spit
especially
it out.
for an Irish red.
Yeah, I was about to spit it right out on the floor.
It's got a unique taste. It says it's from 1710, so they got a good recipe. I believe it's made by Guinness.
I can see that. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, brewed by Guinness.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll get into the review. But yeah, haven't watched anything. I'm gonna try to watch. I think Friday. What's it called? Avatar.
Mm.
So I mean, I thought the first one was okay. It
Oh,
was better
the new
visuals.
one's out.
I'm pretty sure it comes out Friday.
Oh, okay. I thought
Pretty
that was a
sure.
December movie, but um,
Maybe I read
I'm
that
not.
wrong.
I'm not gonna see it either way until it comes out.
I got that movie club thing, so I gotta like, yeah, September 23rd,
That's crazy.
Egyptian theater.
Huh.
So I should probably
Maybe
get the
maybe
tickets
the
soon.
first one came
Maybe,
out in December, so I just assume they're gonna stay on that same path.
maybe they're hurting. Like we need some movies out now.
Yeah, true, true. Yeah, like we can't wait for Black Panther, so we got to put some shit out now. Move these movies up.
So I'll probably see that. But otherwise, just watched. We haven't just had the time. Like Bea's really liking that pirate show, but by the time we put it on, she's like asleep in 10 minutes. Like, this might take us 3 years to finish.
Yeah, I mean, Sarah gets that way with because of her work schedule. So on a Friday night, we try to watch something. She's asleep before the credits fucking get done. It's like, damn, like you didn't even fucking hesitate. So I get you. Um, yeah, we didn't really do. So I still got shit backed up though because I didn't do shit this week. But we took the kid out to DC. Was it last Friday? That seems right. That was a fun time. Like I think the biggest takeaway from that trip for her was riding on the metro. It was like fuck all this other shit. I get to ride on this train.
Yeah, honestly, when I was a kid, I used to like that the most.
Yeah, she like when we went up, it was dead. It was like empty, no one on there. Coming back home, it was go time. It was like okay, we might got to stand up. So there was a open seat next to where I was standing. So I was like, here, go ahead, sit down. And I looked at the dude like say like, the dude didn't acknowledge me. I was like, say something. I'll fucking beat your ass in front of my kid. He'll probably stomp me out in the fucking subway and throw me out, like while the fucking cars were moving. But yeah, we went up there, fucking went to see. We went up because the funny thing is with Sarah homeschooling, she does a really good job with Sophie. I know I'm biased as fuck because it's my kid, but she does a good job with the reading and everything. They're working on higher concept math now for a 6-year old first grade. But when we got there, she wanted to see the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial, and that was something special to me when she said that. So we walked way the fuck down there. That shit's a little far. Like we were about halfway there. I was like, I don't really want to see this thing that bad. Like let's turn around. Then we got down there, and she was like, "Can I take a picture in front of it?" Which was just wild to me. I was like, "Yeah, like absolutely." Like the significance of that was just hit, and I was like, "All right, yeah, for sure." Um, and then we went and hit the Natural History Museum. That was a lot of fun, and we saw all the other stuff like the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, things like that. It was a lot of fun. Um, and then we did something else. Oh, we went to the county fair last week. That's what it was. I haven't been to a fair in a while. I haven't been to a fair since Howard County. I want to say probably maybe 2010, maybe 11. But it was fun. She like we got her the wristband to go on all the rides that she wanted to. We just went on the Ferris wheel. Sarah and I went on the Ferris wheel with her. The issue that I have is I have vertigo, and when we went up, I got dizzy as fuck. It wasn't the going up in the Ferris wheel; it was the car like lightly swinging that threw me off. And Sarah looked at me. She was like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Dude, if I were standing up, yeah, it's a closed coffin fucking funeral for me because I'm falling over and like I want my like that to be like spectacular. I want it to be super dramatic. Like if I'm in a plane crash, I want to be the guy that gets sucked out of the plane and like land on somebody, like fall on someone's chimney. And like, just I want to be dramatic as fuck. And I want them to say after I die, I was like, dude, he's always fucking extra, yo. He's always got to fucking go above and beyond.
Dude
And do some
from
dumb
the
shit.
sky and he's naked for some reason.
It's like, dude's like naked. Look like he was jerking off on his way down. I was like, oh no, gotta get it in now. I can't go without one last hurrah. And then it's like the reincarnation, like hits you. Like you're coming out the birth canal. Like, why is he holding his dick? Like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? Oh my god, like he's already a fucking pervert. Fuck y'all. I died in a plane crash and I was jerking off on my way down. Damn, that's fucked up. If you like join a Mile High Club, oh no, that's a
Or if you get
horrible.
sucked out the toilet there.
That's a horrible, horrible thought. Jesus, that sucks. Um, but yeah, we did all that. It was a lot of fun, and I know like Sarah's like scheduled a bunch of shit. I think we're going to something in October,
Yeah, I
and
want to do some Halloween stuff. Next week is the Fells Point Festival. I don't know if you have any interest in that, but it'll be some. Probably go during the day.
well, I obviously don't because I have to work,
Yeah.
so I cannot go. But
Uh,
um,
but yeah, I want to do some different Halloween stuff. I'm more into Halloween than I've been in the past. We even thought about maybe doing a small get together Halloween party. I think we actually mentioned it uh, when I was many scotches in.
um, I know I have like I got invited to a Halloween party, and I said I'm going, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't. It's on a Sunday afternoon, so it's kind of one of those things where it's like that's easy to I can make that, but it's like Wednesday I'm super busy, so I Sunday is like a day off, and even on Sundays I'm busy, so it's kind of like man I want to go, but last time this person invited me to something, I had to bail like last minute, and I don't want to do that again, but and I don't want to dress up because a week after that I'm going to another Halloween party, like the Halloween party that I tend to go to every year, and I don't want to have to dress up twice. But it's gonna be an easy costume anyway. I'm doing like a simple costume this year, but next year Sophie's gonna be old enough so I can do like face makeup, and it might scar her, I don't know, but like I had an ideal that I wanted to do this year. I was ready to go all in, and then I thought about it. I was like, I have to prep that here, and if we get a sitter, Sophie's gonna see me when I leave, and I know that's gonna fuck with her. And then leaving her with a babysitter, even worse. So I was like, you know what? Let's keep it simple this year, something family friendly. But next year, because what was it? 2014, I did the evil tooth fairy, where I had like the clay teeth that we made, and like it was all over. I actually found the picture of that. I'm gonna post it on So You Like Horror in the story soon. But I, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing for. Like, if you do a party, let me know.
Yeah, I
I'll
think
sort it out.
what's funny is Bay was like, "Yeah, you all agreed to do a party." I was like, "Yeah, that's one of those drunken agreements where no one even remembered that we like, Halloween party. Yeah, we're in." But yeah, I think. I mean, I think Brian and Lisa were in.
I
I think it'd be a smaller party, but it'd be fun to do.
Well, that's the thing. It's like people think parties has to be huge things.
I would like to be a pirate this year.
Like parties can be, 7 people, 8 people.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's enough for me.
Yeah, honestly, to me, that's almost overkill. It's like, oh, fucking 8 people, fucking relax. Like, what are you fucking inviting India? Like, chill. You don't need to invite everyone. Um, but yeah, I've
So yeah, I think we'll talk about it and try to see if we can do something that's a good night for everyone.
so we talked about it, but you were drunk. The
Yeah, I
the
don't.
the Washington game on
Oh yeah, I do remember that part.
well, this it was still early on.
Yeah.
I think I went back to it at the end though, where I know you were gone at that point.
Like, yeah, Washington Shore.
Because we were looking at the tiers of the seats. And I was like, okay, even if we got like the top thing, let's try to get one of those closer, like to the front row seats.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I'm looking, I can't decipher, like, okay, well, where the fuck is this? Because it's almost at a point where it's like, I'm at the game, I'm there for the experience. Like, I'm not, like, I'm going to try to watch the game. I'll try to be into it, but I'm just there for the experience, make sure I got some extra money to get some vittles and maybe drink or bring a catheter because I hate going to public bathrooms. But that's still on the table. Instagram just so Instagram said they paid my money, but that shit ain't hit my account yet. So it's like, look, IG, stop fucking around because I will I ain't gonna do nothing. But just
Drinking
pay
at
me.
the O's game, obviously we know drinks at any type of sporting event is super expensive.
Yeah.
But Pay got this one drink that was like a tequila mixed type margarita type drink. I drank a little bit of that. It was 14%. That was one of those ones that are too bad. Of like, you you're not gonna end well if you drink that whole thing because it was a
Okay.
big one,
Well,
and it tasted really good. And I was like, I could feel it. Like I was already slightly getting a headache. I was like, nah, we can't drink this on a friggin' Tuesday night.
when we went to the Sandlot, the drinks that we opened up with, it was fucking 32 ounces, whatever. I don't even know what the fuck they were. Was
I
it a
think
rum
we
and
did an
coke?
orange and crush one, which was good, and
What
we did another one that was
I
questionable, but
feel
we
like
drank it anyway.
I thought we got rum and cokes at some point because we only got two drinks because they were that big. I felt
One
like
of them was bad, I remember, but we drank it anyway.
that second one was bad. I
And
remember.
I think it was one of their concoctions.
So I remember
They probably called it something.
the first drink we got, you were watching them pour the alcohol, and in mine, it's like they poured all alcohol in mine. I was like, hey, here's a
Oh
little
yeah,
splash of a mixture. Um, but they were still really good. Those are tricky because it's like there's 32 ounces here, and this is delicious, and I'm just gonna fucking guzzle this. And I remember we are all sitting there at the picnic table talking, and we're talking about the podcast because we were still like fresh to it, and I was talking to some guy. He and I got to talk about horror movies. And Jim was like, "You guys should have brought stuff and do your podcast here." And I was like, "I mean, that would have been cool, but there's a lot of equipment and like, and then after that, it all kind of just faded. Everything went blank. I remember going to the porta potty a couple times. I think I got lost going to the porta potty one of the times because I walked past it. Because I think when we were coming up, you had gone to a porta potty somewhere else, and I thought I was walking to that porta potty.
I think there was like a fair, or not fair, but like
Yeah,
some kind of. I think it was a taco festival. We found out,
yeah, yeah.
but oh yeah, that was wild because we walked the complete wrong way there, and then we passed. There's just tons of beer, cases of beer, sitting in the middle of a field with nobody watching it. And
Man,
we're like, this got to be a setup.
they got real bold in Baltimore, man. Out there just
Yeah.
leaving beer. In the
It
middle of the
was a
streets.
spot no one normally walks, but we walked there and we were like, I mean, we could always just play dumb, like, oh, I thought they were free.
Lucky I'm a good citizen, man. If this was 24-year-old Dante, man, I would like Steve grab one. I'm gonna grab the other. Sprint, like.
Well, I think you were like, should we get the car? I was like,
I mean, look, I wasn't fully invested in that, but if you would have got the car, I would not have been opposed to it.
man, there wasn't a person around to say anything.
But yeah, that's yeah. We'll yeah. Let me know if you're gonna do Halloween, and then I'm gonna this weekend probably try to sort out the tickets, and then we'll go from there. I like the thing is, I know there's something else I was supposed to be trying to get. Um, I just can't remember. So I got these other mics over here. I just got to figure out the setup on this computer because it's like all this shit here. We got those two mics. It's just those two mics and the cord here. It's just super convenient, and it's easier to travel with. So, because that's the whole thing. If I come over to watch a game and I want to record, it's like, look, laptop, the two mics, very easy setup. Um, I think the only thing is the earphones gets a little weird because I'd have to plug directly into here, which I do. I have a splitter, so I can do it. But I don't know. Sometimes I like to just fucking be whiny. And just extra rush. I was like, I don't want to do that.
You're so extra.
I know, right? So like when I fall out of airplane, I'm definitely gonna strip down on the way down. Probably like dancing like Genuine's pony on the way down. And it was like, what the fuck is that fucking body doing in the air?
I'm gonna start spinning like a tornado
I think
so
he's
I can
grinding.
like maybe drill into the ground a little bit. Like, what the hell happened to that guy?
He's clearly got issues. All right, let's go ahead and
Yeah,
jump
we
into
crushed
this
this one really quick.
one. I
So,
thought I was gonna hate that. but
Smithwick's,
it's pretty good.
Smithwick's and Sons, Ireland. So it's a red ale, brewed by Guinness. It's not high in alcohol, but 4.5, slightly. I think it's a little around a little light. But it's pretty good.
It's tasty.
It's almost got like a sweet, slightly sweet, maybe.
This,
Not bitter.
so it's funny because the first one I love the smell, but the taste I could go without. I hated the smell of this one, but it tastes pretty yummy.
Yeah, this one. So for 4.5% though, I mean it's very crushable.
Yeah.
And this was left by Brian, and this is I think his beer of choice. So I mean, uh, recommended by him. I definitely liked it.
So this is one of those ones I for sure wouldn't buy it, but I definitely would drink it. I'm gonna give this a 6.8. I enjoyed that a lot. Not enough to give it a 7 though.
So I think I would buy this. It'd be for a party,
Yeah, true.
because it would definitely be like almost like a better tasting party beer, maybe. It's hard to say. I still feel like Miller Lite would be better for the party.
Yeah, I think
This is a tough one. This is almost like the last one where I feel like I would buy it. So then that's a 7.
um,
Dang, I should go 6.99. I'll just say 7 though, because that puts it at a 6.9, and I think that's where it should be.
all right. I'm gonna put us on a real quick pause, and if I think it's funny enough, I'll just play it on the show. But Sarah sent me this one TikTok video, and I found the person, but I can't find the video to repost, which is fucking obnoxious. Which means it can't be that far down. It like she couldn't have done this like years ago. She doesn't look like she has enough brain fucking cells to like play the long game. This girl, but she also look. I'm gonna pause it. I got some other shit to say. All right, and we're back from that brief intermission. If I can find the video, I'll post it. I thought it was pretty funny. So a lot of those I do agree with. Some I didn't get the joke to it.
Kirk Cousins was right on, and I like Kirk. But yeah.
I think the Aaron Rodgers one was pretty spot on. He looks like the kind of guy that makes his own.
Yeah, he's gonna be moonshine or some like crazy IPA though.
Yeah.
Really like a hometown one though.
Yeah, like he looks the type.
He put some asawak. What is it?
Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca in it.
And then the one kid, Zach Wilson, was Rolling Rock. Like I could see that. He just looks like I was like, yeah, you look like the kind of kid that drinks Rolling Rock. I'm like, yeah, bro. It's like, relax.
Well, then she added the twist. It was like it was non-alcoholic.
Yeah, it's like even more.
Trying to look cool.
So what's funny is like, really, are those non-alcoholic?
That one wasn't. Yeah, because I think they look a little different.
Because it's like I'm pretty sure I've had a few Rolling Rocks, and they didn't get me fucked up. But I was like, but they were a little on the light side. So
yeah, Rolling Rock. I remember going to like concerts, and for some reason, the people I was with liked Rolling Rock.
It's tasty.
It's not terrible, but yeah, it's what use your theory of the green bottle tastes and smells, or it smells at least skunky.
Yeah, the smell is for sure skunky.
And I do remember Rolling Rock smelling skunky.
Yeah, it's like the more and more I think about it, I don't know if I've ever had a beer in a green bottle that didn't smell skunk, but it tastes fine for the most part. Sometimes, some of them you just knew this is the wrong time, son. Wrong answer. Bad.
It is wild that some beers will smell bad and then taste good, and then the opposite. And then some match up.
Yeah, like our last two beers. The one smelled bad and tastes pretty good. The other one, like, smelled good and didn't taste bad, but wasn't my ideal taste. And then this motherfucker had the audacity to bring a pumpkin spice beer. Like, you come into my home.
Hey, we're celebrating.
And you insult my family.
This is from Colombia, too. Colompton.
Even worse. Because you know they went heavy-handed on the pumpkin spice.
This, raccoon. I mean, what's up with him? The pumpkin exploded. He's not feeling it. Ooh. I'm not digging the smell.
Yeah, that's why I'm not really diving in.
It reminds me of the Wu-Tang beer that smelled like corn.
Oh, well, no. No.
You gotta have one more, though, because the first one I agree.
Oh,
the second one was a little better, but still bad.
That tastes fucking...
Hey, it's pain.
That tastes like you know, like when you mop in the fucking kitchen and the water's been sitting there and you forget to dump it out and you smell that mop water, that spoiled
I mean, the
mop
smell
water.
it tastes...
That's
the
what
smell
it
to
tastes
me,
like. That smells.
It smells like the corn water to me.
This is...
Which is not good.
Terrible.
What's wild is this is our second pumpkin beer, and neither one tastes like
Oh.
pumpkin at all.
Oh God.
I
this
mean, I
is
don't know about
bad.
you, but I don't taste any pumpkin.
So I do taste a hint of pumpkin, like the pumpkin spice, and it's not good.
I taste friggin' mop water.
I'm not finishing that. That's
I'm gonna finish it because I'm a pro.
yeah. I'm not.
I like a little,
That's
little
fucking.
pain.
I do too. When I know it's gonna get me fucked up. What's the percentage?
Percentage. All right.
If it's decent, I'll finish.
This is called pressed,
I don't care what it's
pressured
called.
into it, and it's
Yeah.
by Hysteria Brewing,
feel
which
pressured
is
into it.
Columbia, Maryland.
That sounds rapey. Pressured into it. They need to change that name.
Well, the description said it was easy drinking pumpkin ale.
Mm,
That's false.
already know.
It's
where
not
they're going with
easy
this.
drinking because the smell is not good. I mean, pumpkin smells good. This does not smell good at all.
We just had some pumpkin pie the other day. We got ahead of the game. It's
I
really
feel
good.
like it smells like freaking baby food,
No, I wouldn't go that far.
like some peas. That's what I smell. I smell peas.
What the fuck is wrong with your nose? I don't smell no peas in here.
I don't smell. I smell peas.
I smell
And
trash.
it tastes like pea water,
I'm not sure
not
why you've been
pea-
out there drinking pea water. Or something,
not
but
pea like peas is in the vegetable.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, it's a 6.5%.
Not good enough. If it were a 7, I'd chug it.
I will
Just
say
get to where I need to
the more I drank it, the less bad it was. But it started off real bad. So
And it's continuing real bad.
yeah, this is gonna be one of my lowest scores.
Hey, should I order a pizza
Ew, this
right
one
now?
even had chunks.
Oh, I'm definitely not finishing.
Maybe that's
I feel like I should order a pizza right now. Just like, but the thing is, they're gonna knock on the door and wake my kid up, and I can't have them
Does
doing that.
anywhere deliver this late?
Yeah. Yeah, unlike where we used to live, they'll deliver here after dark. I remember when I first moved there and I ordered a pizza. I was like, nope, we're not delivering after dark. And I eventually convinced the guy to deliver. Like we talked for like maybe 5 minutes. He was like, look, I'm going to send my driver. And if he doesn't feel safe, he's driving off. I was like, look, my house is right in front of a street light. And I'll have the porch light on. I have the door open. I will make it as safe as I can possibly make it for your guy. Showed up, brought me the pizza. I tipped him extra. I was like, all right, word. And I never had a problem after that. But I feel bad for the next driver who actually probably did get fucking mugs. I was like, oh, Dante lied to me.
Yeah, so where I'm living now, significantly nicer neighborhood, but it was kind of wild today. It must have been eviction day. They had all types of people like right out. They basically took it out and put it near the curb. I mean, just tons of shit. It was like, and it was like each building had one person evicted. Like, damn. Sucks for them. I hope that they weren't there because I mean, it looked like to me they probably abandoned the place because it wasn't like all for like if that was what was in their house, they weren't having very much stuff.
It
was
wild
like shit.
Thinking about that because it's like, well, because I know in my line of work, like if you don't pay and you get to that point, we're sending you to collections. We want our money. Give me what you owe. And I think about that, I was like, damn, they probably think like, just leave that shit, and they throw it out there on the curb. And like, yeah, I got rid of that shit. Then you get hit with like a fucking $500, $600 bill. It's like, damn, dude, just for taking that shit out to the curb. I was like, because we have a hauler come and take the shit to the dump.
Oh yeah, I bet they're gonna probably get some kind of collection going after that person. So that person not only broke their lease, probably gonna have to pay all that shit back. Because I don't.
But I'm willing to bet green money. And hear me out, because I've seen some of the cats over there. It's a nice area, isn't it? I've seen some of the cats on my stroll up. They don't care about the collections. They don't care about their credit score. They're let that shit tank.
Well, I told you how when I got my approval and what we would have to pay for security deposit. Because there's 3 of us in a lease, we pretty much had to pay as little as possible for the security deposit. But they mistakenly emailed someone else's with ours. And so they got ours and see that ours is like $300 a security deposit. The other person was $3,500.
The fuck?
I was like, God damn, what kind of credit they got?
That's
And I was like, and how pissed would you be to be sent? Then you see someone else's and theirs is 300. You'd be like, what?
Well, I
Yeah, what's
mean,
this shit about?
you can't really be pissed though if you know your situation
Yeah,
though.
I mean, if he's aware of his situation, but yeah,
Well,
he's probably like high risk to
because like even
bail
at
out.
the last place that we all stayed at, I had to pay the first month rent was the deposit, and then and then rent itself. So I ended up when it was all said and done, when you get your money, your deposit back, you get
Do you remember how long that took? Still no word on ours, but
so
it hasn't quite been a month
we
yet.
moved out technically in October. Technically, that's when the lease would have ended. Or September. I'm sorry, September, October, and I want to say like a month later.
Okay, so yeah, technically our lease was over basically at the end of the month. So the end of this month would be a month.
So I would say you would see something probably going into October. Because it's not like they keep the full. If they have to do like a complete overhaul, like like for us, I think the only thing they had to replace was like they had to take like we had Dish Network. They had to take the satellite dish out, and that was $50.
So I know they're gonna have to redo everything, but part of that is also how long we lived there because they
Yeah.
updated everything.
So carpet and like shit like that, carpet painting, all that. Now if they're um like holes in the wall, like
One hole by the front door.
so that shouldn't hurt you at all. I mean, nothing major, so you should probably more than likely get a good amount back, if not all of it.
And it wasn't a huge one. I think it was just 500. I found the receipt and I was like, I was hoping it was more like, oh, that'd be tight to get back, but it was just 500.
So if it's still under because you should have been grandfathered in, you should be getting more, like because you get two
Yet it
percent.
did say there was interest, so
Yeah, because we ended up getting I want to say 13 back. So we were there for a long fucking time though. So like we ended up getting like 13 back, and I was like, all right, word, let's go buy some fucking cocaine. Like me, Sarah, and the baby got fucking high that weekend. We got fucking blitzkrieged. Um, what was I about to say? Something fucking wild, I know. So like it was like some shit just going through my mind. I watched The Exorcist last night. Yo. So The Exorcist is one of those movies. It's like a once every 5 year movie. I can't watch that shit all the time. Um, have you seen Exorcist?
I don't think I've seen the entire thing all the way through.
Like, how old were you when you first encountered it?
Not too young, because my parents never been like big into horror movies.
Your parents are trash.
They like the comedies, especially back then. We watch like freaking planes, trains, and automobiles
No, that's
type
solid.
movies over and over.
No, that's solid. That's good.
Yeah,
Like The Exorcist. Like I was.
so I just know some of scenes, but yeah, I would have to rewatch it. And actually, I talked with Bea. We're like, we want to make an effort to watch like some scary movies in October. So
Um,
maybe that'll be one we gotta do.
I think The Exorcist is one of those weird ones because
I mean, that's the one with the girl in the bed,
yeah.
right? And her shit spins around. Ugh. And then
Um,
she vomits everywhere.
so HBO Max has the original.
Okay, I got HBO Max.
Because they did a re-release in 2000, and there's some extra scenes added in. It didn't really mess up the movie or anything, but I like that original feel. Like so we're gonna record on Friday an Exorcist episode for So You Like Horror, and one of the things that I want to discuss is I don't think we're ever gonna get a movie experience like that in theater. How that because when that came out in theaters, so first off, that shit came out the day after Christmas in 1973. Talk about blasphemous, yo. Like this is a fucking demonic possession movie.
Yo, some movies is they come out at weird times. I don't
And the
understand.
director, he wanted it to actually come out on Christmas Day. Like even worse.
Horror
Fucking
movies, you
monster.
come out in October, you're gonna do a lot better.
So, well, it did well. It did pretty well, but
That was
he
a classic.
he thought it would do much better had it been released before or on Christmas or in the spring. It came out the day after Christmas, and it did very well. They did a re-release in '79. did well again. And the thing is, you had a guy had a heart attack in the theater because it was so fucked up. A lady went into premature labor. People were running out the theater screaming. I was like, yo, we're not gonna ever get an experience like that ever again, movie wise. And I think a big part of it is we're desensitized as a society. Like watching movies like Halloween back in '78, Exorcist in '73, Carrie in 76, shit like that. Back in those days, I'm sure that experience was so much different than what we go to a movie now and it's like, oh, we go see Nope. Oh, okay, cool, elevated. It makes you think. Like, and Nope was a good movie. I enjoyed it, but I want my horror movies to fucking fuck with me. Like, so after watching Exorcist, I timed it not intentionally this way, but I started it at, I want to say, what, 9:59. I was due to record at midnight for Off the Mats, and it's a 2 hour 1 minute long movie, so it ended exactly at midnight. So I'm recording with my guest, great guy, like just interesting fella. At some point, I heard a clear knock on my door. There's no mistaking that shit. There was a knock on my door, the bedroom door, and I paused, and the dude was like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Hold up," and I go, I think it's so. I was like, "Baby, you there? You okay, honey?" No response. I heard another knock. So I get up and I turn because we're doing a remote recording, so I make sure the camera's facing the door, so some shit go down. Y'all got it on video. So I go to check Sophie's room to see, because she might have gotten up, opened the door, and maybe bumped into something. Nope, door's still closed. It's like, okay, looks like we're sleeping with the door locked tonight, because I'm not fucking around. But yeah, like I watched that. I have a lot of notes jotted down over in my notebook there. That should be a fun episode. And then I watched, what did I just, Friday. Because, I just had to go.
Classic.
Like, movies that was, like, that year, I want to say it was, like, 94. Like, the fucking movie was so good, except for that fight scene at the end with Devo. And she was trash. But the fucking movie's so goddamn good.
Ice Cube ain't knocking out Devo.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, he hit him in the face with a brick. So it wasn't like he had kind of a head start.
That's kind of wild as Debo was fighting fair and Ice Cube.
Yeah. Debo, and Debo, or Trey, Craig's mom was like, he's not fighting fair. He's not, like, he's like choking Craig out. I mean, it's a decent looking choke, actually. Most movies I see somebody choke, I was like, look at that bitch ass choke. Ain't nobody passing out from that. It was a decent looking choke, but he had him like in a half rear naked choke. And then, like, as he passes out, he, like, slams his fist down into his stomach. And the mom was like, that's not fair. He's not fighting fair. And he, like, drags him off the hood of the car. And I never noticed. She had the gun in her hand. She was ready to fucking pop a cap in fucking in Devo's ass, yo.
And Ice Cube's father was trying to preach to him.
Yeah, it was like, no.
The only weapons you need are these.
But he goes, no, I taught him better. I taught him. Craig get up, grab the brick. Like, he stumbled over, grabbed the brick. Was like,
yeah, that's a weapon.
It's like,
I think he could have got a freaking murder charge on him after that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Craig's father wanted him to do the old school. We put your dukes up like this, the old school fight, the gentleman fight.
Yo, people fucking stress me out when they talk about like I like slap box with my cousins, and I'll start throwing like kicks at them. They're like, nope, just slap. No, we just boxing. I was like, the fuck out of here, man. If it's a fight, like, you're lucky I'm not trying to tackle you. I'm not going to stand up and I'm not going to willingly let you hit me in the face. Like, well, no, that's when you got to dodge. You got a head movement. It's like, okay, how about block the takedown, sprawl, bitch?
I don't know the real rules on duels. I assume these Western duels were based off some kind of truth. And it's like, there's no, you don't want to be the one that draws first, but at the same time, you got to be the one that draws first.
Yeah.
Like, and the way the Western movies made it, you want to be the second one, but draw so fast that you get your opponent.
man,
That shit was wild.
yo,
It was playing chicken with
we're
guns.
fucking barbarians. We're just doing dumb shit. It's like,
Yeah, because you could have been undefeated. Like, I would just be like, you know what? They don't know if I shoot first, I'll win.
you've seen Quick and the Dead, right? With Gene Hackman, Russell Crowe, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Sharon Stone.
I might have not, actually.
It's a fun one.
I do like Westerns.
It's a real fun one. But you got Gene Hackman. He's the sheriff, and he's undefeated in duels. And that shit is goddamn, dude. That shit is so fucking good. I might have to go back to physical media and watch that tonight. Like, I think no, I gotta watch some werewolf movies because I'm doing back-to-back recordings this weekend. I gotta record for The Exorcist and I gotta record werewolf shit. So I got a lot of notes to take in the next 2 days, son, and hopefully get it done right. But you know I'm not. Like I had like for the Halloween episode I had like pages of notes. I didn't look at a single one. We just talked about Halloween. It wasn't even good. It wasn't even a good episode. Bad episode. But you know, that's so I always tell people, it's like, look, if you listen to any podcast I do for like enlightenment or wisdom, turn around. You've already fucked up your life. Like like my podcast was just there for me to talk shit and say bad words once in a while. I like to say cunt a lot. So wherever I can I will. And fuck. Like I'm pretty sure I recorded this afternoon with a old friend, and because I haven't had them on in so long, and I was just happy to have them back on finally. And I know they curse a little bit, but I was like, look, I'm gonna blow the doors open on this one right now, and just get all the F words out the way. So I like saying bad words, man.
Bad words are fun.
Yeah, they're fun.
Like, fuck this beer.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, we gotta rate this one.
God, I can't, yo. It's so bad.
Well, we had one beer that you literally couldn't rate. You wouldn't try.
I can rate this one, but it's just
Hey.
3.
Yeah, you gotta do this to Colombia. Really, this is how we represent. This is our beer.
Yo, you know what it is? It's Colombia pumpkin spice. You know who lives out there.
I don't even taste pumpkin. I freaking taste peas.
So I could taste the pumpkin spice in there, but it's just not good. It's
I do like pumpkin spice coffee. Like, not as much as some people.
Of course you do.
That's rude.
I'm not assuming anything because of your race, but you look the type.
I mean, I woke up too the next day. I noticed there's a watermelon. I was like,
yeah, that was wild. No, because you went to look for Bea and she wasn't in the room. Then like the front door opens and she's walking in with a watermelon.
Yeah, I heard. I started dying laughing.
Because it was hilarious. Did she even cut the watermelon, or did she just crack it open? Because
it looked like she loves watermelon. But yeah, I woke up and there's a plate of watermelon. I was like, huh. How long was I up? I don't remember this.
And that was the thing. She showed back up with the watermelon as I'm about to leave. I was like, that feels kind of racist. Like, hey, get the watermelon.
No one likes watermelon more than her. I'm telling you, she loves watermelon.
All right, well, we'll fight.
But we still have half a watermelon, so I feel like I want to do maybe. I always see people doing those drinks with them. They look kind of cool.
They're not as cool as you think they are. We tried it. Winter and I did. It doesn't work.
Watermelon's pretty good.
Remind me, because the last 2 weeks I meant to make Jello shots, and I just keep forgetting. I'm busy as shit, son. Doing nothing, eating pastries, getting fat. So remind me. Probably not this weekend. Not maybe this weekend. Maybe, because if I do it Sunday morning, they'll be ready. Like Sunday evening if she comes with you. I don't know what kind of Jello I have, but probably I hope I got some peach Jello, because like the green Jello shots, the blue Jello shots, and the peach Jello shots, you can't.
Yeah, I always like the green a lot, and peach is always a good flavor.
Peach, well, so I go heavy-handed on the peach though, because I got peach Jello, the peach schnapps, and then peach vodka. And it's not overpowering, but it's so over good.
Lime's a weird one. There's certain lime that's amazing, and then there's certain lime flavors that are weird. Like lime ice cream is terrible, But lime,
Why would you even think that was a good idea?
because I like lime, like the flavor ices. That would be my favorite one, the
Yeah,
green one.
they're fucking delicious. But ice cream, like
I don't know. I think my grandmother got me that because she thought I liked lime.
your
But then
grandmother sounds like she hates
the
you.
lice, the lime ice cream
Gross.
was terrible. By the way, I'm gonna give this a 3 too because this shit's, uh, yeah, it's not good.
No. So I mean, if the alcohol percentage was like 7, at least, you know,
I mean, to me, it tastes like something's wrong with it.
because there is.
But I'm gonna chug this last bit
I was
because I'm a
trying.
pro.
I picked it up with the intentions of chugging it. And I was like, I can't do that.
I mean, there's like a slight pumpkin. Oh my god, that's bad.
Like, if I try to chug this, I'm gonna throw up, and if I throw up, it's bad for
Who would
everybody in
like
the world.
this? I don't understand. Who?
I can tell you who.
How could you make this beer and be like, yo, this shit's good. Yo, we should sell it. I'm like, yo, this should taste like mop water. We should never try this
Yeah,
one,
dude.
this recipe again.
Yeah, this. They made it and was like, just get it out of here. Just
And
do
they're
it.
like, well, we already made it.
Like, yeah, we've committed, so just dive all in now. God damn.
You know, like some beer connoisseurs are probably like, oh, this is so good.
Yeah, fuck them. It's not good, and they don't even believe that shit. They're just saying it because like I have to fit in. Like, look, be true to yourself, man. If the shit tastes like piss, just say it tastes like piss, and I'll let you know. If I don't like something, I don't fucking like it. Like that's just the fucking nuts and bolts of it, yo. I'm not gonna like force feed myself some fucking bullshit beer because like, well, you're supposed to be a reviewer. Suck my nuts. Review that bitch. But if it's got a good alcohol percentage, I'm gonna try.
By the way, we're closing in on 200. We've done 200, but we didn't start the official reviews right away. So I think we're in the 180, 190 range because I filled in everything.
Hey,
So I can update our top 10.
real quick. I say real quick, but it's not gonna be quick. So, I'm gonna go into some jiu-jitsu real quick. So this weekend was a huge event, ADCC tournament, Abu Dhabi Combat Club, basically. It was probably the biggest event that like the jiu-jitsu community's ever had. That's fucking awesome. It was great. It was fucking beautiful. Lots of upsets. Like the jiu-jitsu's Michael Jordan. His name is Gordon Ryan. This dude is so fucking good. He's so good that he will write how he's going to beat somebody in an envelope, put it in an envelope, and say, "Open this after the match." And like he beat this one dude. He drew a triangle on a piece of paper. It's like, "Open it afterward." He beat the dude via triangle choke. Like he's just that fucking good, and he's kind of a dick, you know, for persona purpose. He's actually a really nice guy. It sounds like. I don't want to go too deep into that because there's a lot of good shit that I can't even remember. But the important thing was, and not at this event specifically, but Tom Hardy has been out there competing in jiu-jitsu competitions and fucking winning gold.
Nice.
Like that's great and all, but that's fucked up, yo. If you know you show up to your bracket and you're like, you look and it's like, okay, there's six people in our bracket. All right, you look at the names, you get down to the bottom. I was like, Tom Hardy, that can't be. Yeah, I wonder if you put Thomas Hardy, like Thomas Hardy. Okay, cool. Do you look across from you? It's motherfucking Mad Max. It's fucking Bane from Batman standing across from you. And then it's like, it's not even like he's like, you know, skating through. He's like smashing dudes. Arm bars, like just taking gold medals home and like fucking probably mixing them in with his fucking whiskey that night, just melting them down and like drinking
Yeah,
his
he
gold
looks like
medals.
he could drink.
But it's exciting because it's you know what's funny is when celebrities do jiu-jitsu, the community, a lot of people in the community like to talk shit. It's like um, some for good reason. Like Ashton Kutcher, he's a brown belt, quote unquote, and we saw him rolling with Craig Jones, who's another heavy hitter, and it looked bad. Like really, it's like you're not a brown belt. There's no way you're a brown belt.
I've never seen him, but I would picture him being really uncoordinated and kind of
It was
goofy looking.
It was very bad. Now Jonah Hill also trains. I haven't seen footage of him training, but the thing is, when people hear celebrities train, people immediately start saying horrible shit. Like Demi Lovato, she's a blue belt, and people had all these horrible things. Well, a lot of guys in the community, not most, but a lot, have shitty things to say about female grapplers. And it's like, is it because you're like, you're mad you might get beat by a girl? Well, I wouldn't get beat by a girl. I mean, maybe not. If you muscle your way through, of course, but technique for technique, you'll probably get your ass kicked. And that's fair to say. I get beat by girls, but I pay them. It's fine. It's a little weird sometimes, but it's money well spent. Thanks, Instagram. But like Jonah Hill, Vince Vaughn is training now. I think he might be a purple or blue. I can't remember. Keanu Reeves is kind of the big one everyone talks about because in John Wick he does some jiu-jitsu in his fight choreograph. Al Bundy, Ed O'Neill, he's a black belt.
He kind of looks like it.
Well, he actually trained way back, so he's like an old school black belt. So shit like that. But it's always cool to hear about celebrities training until people start like shitting on them. But one thing I've not heard. Oh, and AC Slater. He goes out and competes. Guy Ritchie is a black belt, goes out and competes. Maynard from Tool is a brown belt. So it's cool to see that, but nobody talks shit about Tom Hardy competing. Nobody has shit to say about that. They're like, oh, Tom Hardy's competing? Yeah. I think a lot of people are like, yeah, he's a man's man. He competes, but it's like Demi Lovato competes too. Yeah, well, she probably sucked her way to that blue belt. That's what people say. I was like, yo, y'all are some fucking dummies, yo.
Yeah, I mean, to me, though, I always like, at least when, like, I don't know, especially rappers, if they act tough and then you hear they suck, like, I mean, like get beat up or something, and, like, I don't know, that just ruins it a little bit of, like, oh, you guys, like, I don't know, it seems like 50 Cent. Like, when he threw that first pitch, and it went straight sideways, and then it went, like, 2 feet. Yeah. Something about that just made it look like his credibility in terms of a tough guy kind of went away a little bit.
I wouldn't base toughness off how you throw.
No, but the way that
just because he's still a big fucking dude, and I feel like if he gets a hold of you, it's like I'm worried. But if he had to throw a punch, like if we're standing up, he has to throw a punch. I'm like, I'm not too worried. I think you're gonna miss.
That shit was so bad.
What was it? There's like pro wrestlers too. That's funny because a lot of them train jiu-jitsu. MVP he used to train or wrestle. He's still on WWE. He actually follows me. He comments on a few posts every so often. Like he was in the DMs one day. He was like chatting. Like he's a nice guy. I was like, oh shit, you guys don't know who's behind this account, do you? It's just some weirdo. Like 95,000 what? Nah, I'm just a weird kid. But I know there was an incident years ago with Shawn Michaels in a bar fight, and he got his ass whipped. And it's just funny to think, it's like, you too big to be getting your ass whipped in the bar. But then again, it's like, but you're not a real fighter. So
I want to say Undertaker had some stories with him. He would win those.
He looks.
What's the one dude? I think he was really good friends with the Godfather, and the Godfather's a guest on Be Real's podcast quite a bit. And he tells a lot of old wrestling stories.
And Godfather and Undertaker.
He was saying close. Like them two used to put down when they go out. Like they drink.
Like when Undertaker was doing his Hall of Fame speech, he was talking about the Godfather. I was like, "There's some stories that I'm not allowed to tell here."
Yeah, and the Godfather seemed like a great guy. Like one of those guys that just has tons of stories. But like they seem like really good close friends. Like they have each other's back.
There was when it comes to like wrestlers and fighting, you look at some of these guys. It was like Kurt Angle. I mean, he's an Olympic gold medalist, so I wouldn't doubt that dude. He's got something to tank. It's like someone like Hulk Hogan. It's like you're trash in the ring, so I know you're probably trash in the bar fight.
Yo, Hulk Hogan looked super unathletic for. I mean, he did a lot of roids and had a physique, but
I'm right
he
now. He
was slow as hell.
I'm in the middle of watching on Peacock, on the WWE portion of it. I'm watching the Monday Night Wars when WCW and WWE were going at it, and like what happened with the whole Hulk Hogan leaving and going over to WCW, because I think he was done with WWE. And he was probably because he was doing the TV show Thunder in Paradise. And
man, I'm sad to admit that I loved that show at the time.
A lot of people did though.
Me and Brett used to watch that. I mean, at least he was young, or he had an excuse. I don't know what my excuse was. I do remember Brutus the Barber was on that show too.
Oh, yeah. It's like Hulk Hogan's homie. Like,
and I like Brutus the Barber. for whatever reason.
There's a thing, they're talking about how, basically Hulk Hogan, got his buddies jobs. It was like Brutus the Barber, the Nasty Boys, Jimmy Hart. Everybody was getting jobs because of Hulk. Um, but I'm in the middle of watching that right now. I think I'm on episode 3, where now you're getting the shift into the Attitude Era with WWE. So I'm gonna report back on that probably in a couple weeks.
Damn
But
it. I just
it's
thought
fun.
more of what Thunder in Paradise was, and it was kind of like as silly of a show as Airwolf was, where it had the helicopter come out of the volcano. Thunder in Paradise was like he had this boat, and I don't even know what he was. Was he a spy? I don't know. It's like what Fast and the Furious became. They saved the world.
So I saw an interesting thing the other day. They're talking about roles that Eminem passed up, and he was considered for the first Fast and Furious, which I did just watch recently. And like he turned it down because he was doing 8 Mile. And I was like, I couldn't imagine that movie working. Like it
He
just
could play the dude Jesse, I think.
no. He was supposed to be the Paul Walker
Oh,
part.
no way.
That's when I'm like I
Paul
couldn't
Walker
see.
played that role perfect.
Yeah, he nailed. So I was watching it. Was it on? I can't remember what streaming service it was on, but the dubbing was off, so I had to turn it off because I was like, oh, I can see because it got worse and worse as the movie went on. It was like you'll hear the words and then their mouth doesn't move for like 8 seconds later. It's like, oh, this is so fucked. But there was a lot of wild roles he was up for, and I was like, really, that's fucking bonkers. Because the dude had only done he actually hadn't even done 8 Mile. He was like considered for a few roles, and then after 8 Mile, he was considered for a couple other major roles. I was like, that's crazy, and it's like I can't see those movies going the way that they went. Had that dude stuff, and I'm not saying he's bad. It's just different actors bring different personalities to a role.
Yeah, and there's definitely certain actors that stay within their personality a little bit.
Well, like I don't know if you know the story about Back to the Future with Michael J. Fox taking over because Eric Stoltz, who was Lance in Pulp Fiction, the guy who looked like Jesus, in the heroin scene and everything, he originally was Marty McFly, but he was way too serious for the role. Like, I think there's a story where Steven Spielberg basically had to go fire him, and he's calling him Eric. He was like, "No, address me as Marty." He was like, "Well, Marty, you're fucking fired." And then they brought in Michael J. Fox because there's footage of the movie with Eric Stoltz in it. It's not completed, obviously. I think they might have gotten like a third of it done.
Those kind of movies would be so wild. It's just so used to seeing Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, it's always fun when people say like, we'll always say, the person that they picked was the perfect person because that's what we know.
Yeah, that's what you know.
But it's like, I just can't picture like you because you do get a glimpse of Back to the Future with Eric Stoltz, and it's a completely different movie because he's really serious and there's no jokes to it, there's no fun to it. But I was watching Teen Wolf the other night as well. I was on a Michael J. Fox kick.
That movie was wild.
I was watching Teen Wolf and I watched Back to the Future. I don't want Back to the Future to be remade. They don't need to remake so many movies. But if they did, I would only accept it if Tom Holland played Marty McFly because he looks like a young Michael J. Fox in that role. If that happened, I'd be happy. I'd be like, I'm in. And I remember at one point, people were like, make Robert Downey Jr. Be Doc. I was like, I'm down. Sign me up. I'll go see it. I'll go to the theater. I don't even fuck with the theater like that, except for the $4 theater across the street. I'll go over there. I'm gonna go see that movie Barbarian because I've heard it's good as shit.
Yeah, we should come back one time with a list of some of the actors that almost got some major roles that would have been crazy.
I've got a couple of those lists.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head. And, one, it's not even a big actor, but Everlast was actually really close to being the American History X guy, which he would have had the look. I don't think he could have pulled off the acting because he wasn't an actor.
Well, but that's the thing, though.
But he would have had that look.
We know Ed Norton for that role, though, so we don't know. He could have probably made that work. And not only that, and honestly, maybe the movie would have gotten made like the director wanted it made because Ed Norton was kind of a fucking Nazi on set.
Right.
So, that's another thing with Incredible Hulk back in 2008. The reason he brought in Mark Ruffalo and didn't bring him back is because he was a pain in the ass to work with. He wanted to change the script, and they're like, "Look, we have something here that we're working on." He's like, "Yeah, I know, but I want to do something different." It's like, "Bitch, sit down. Like, go back to Columbia, Maryland, bitch. Have another fucking." I think he like threw a party or some shit, and no one showed up. Apparently, that's fucked. And he wasn't like famous yet, but it was like after Primal Fear. It was like, dude, he nailed that role. He's such a good actor. I want to talk shit about him, but I can't. He's so good. God, sorry, Ed. You still suck. Um, but hey, so we got a new WNBA champs.
I heard. I heard they like that final was like 4 o'clock on Sunday, which is wild.
That I have that. I took a screenshot of that because I was like, oh, I got to talk about that. Like, how you gonna get mad about nobody watching your fucking show? You put it up against fucking NFL.
I want to say, was it you? Someone posted a clip of a parade, and I just feel like I almost willing to bet the WNBA paid people to show up on one street. There's no way there was a parade for it.
I didn't know that Vegas had a team. I know they got the Raiders in that hockey team now. I was like, yo, they're just trying to put teams in Vegas now?
Hey, Vegas. Well, that like, Raiders stadium does look... I would love to go there.
That Raiders stadium looks like a spaceship, dude. Like, and I'm in. Send me there.
Yeah, they have the best freaking uniforms, logo, stadium, I think, now.
Stadium
I mean, for the theme. For the theme of what they are. Like, it all goes together well.
Well, I mean, that silver and black is tough.
You can't go wrong with it. One black, to me, in the uniform is always good. Like, the Redskins have... the Commanders.
Right. No, you're absolutely right.
We have a black uniform that I guess is only supposed to be worn during a night game or something.
Dumb.
And those look far better than the other two. And, this pisses me off, though. To make money, like, clearly those are the ones everyone's going to want to buy. Because those are the most different in a way.
I can get one.
And they look the best. So, they're not available. The only ones available are the white and the red. And it's because everyone wants to buy the black. So, you know what they do? If you want one now, you got to buy one of the others. If you can't wait, And there's a lot of people that can't wait. They want to have a jersey. Like, if you're going to the game, you want to wear a jersey. So it's like, that's so BS. Because don't tell me that you couldn't make the black jerseys right now. You know that everyone wants those. And you're just going to make it so that you're going to sell some of the red and white in the meantime.
So teams that have had black jerseys, even if it's an alternate jersey. Let's go down that list real quick if we can think of it. I know Detroit briefly had a black jersey.
Oh, those were tight.
They were tight, but the problem that you have with those black jerseys is
I like the gray, though.
They didn't have the black pants. So it was like black jerseys and then gray pants. If they would have gone all black, I think it would have been tight as shit. Yeah, I like the gray. I love that gray. That shit is tight, too. When the Ravens come out in all black, there's a homicide coming. Someone's getting killed that night. Because it's in Baltimore, so something's going wrong, whether it's on the street or in the stadium. Someone getting stabbed. I mean, Ray ain't around no more, but his spirit is still there. Tampa has a black, or they had like a black alternate jersey at one point, and I feel like that's also another. It's intimidating.
Tampa at one point had a tight pirate logo.
Yeah.
On I don't think they used it on the helmets, but it was like used in their like shirt. It was like an alternate logo.
Oh,
that shit looked tight.
Women's basketball, Belgium versus Team USA, son.
The dude who starred in the Bo Cruz movie I told you about, the Adam Sandler basketball movie that was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
The Netflix one. He doesn't get much playing time in NBA, but they just had the European Championship, and I think he won. He played real good.
As he should.
He's freaking tall as hell and plays like a guard.
Yo, so the Justice League Snyder Cut is finally available to buy. I bought it was $10. That's 4 hours that I'm so happy that I paid for because it's paced so well.
I did see that because that was on HBO, right?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like 4 hours, and it's so much better. I'm happy. I wasted my money on that. But yeah, who else does black jerseys? Buffalo and Miami doesn't. That's unfortunate. They should, both of them.
I was looking at Buffalo's jerseys the other day. I was just like,
how
I mean, at least it's Yeah, I mean the way they do it, there's not too many teams with that blue and red, but I was just like, that'd not be my choice if I
I,
was coming up with a franchise. But to me, Washington blew it of like a chance to one, you've kind of ruined the franchise, but like let's just redo this name, and you could still use the burgundy and gold, but freaking make those jerseys black and then put some of that burgundy and gold in that. Not
yeah.
don't do the freaking all burgundy and just say Commanders. That shit's dumb.
So this is my hope on November 27th. If we're at that game and there's someone dressed in the burgundy and gold Cobra Commander outfit, I'm a fan for life. I promise you, I will buy 2 jerseys that day. It doesn't even matter who. If I say Cobra Commander, uh, it it would be even better if it was the actual
So
mascot.
I say too, if we're going to go the Commander route, let's just go green then.
Yeah,
Let's just look camouflage. Let's be the first team of camouflaging for it.
it's kind of suspect, but I guess. Like, oh, they're wearing camouflage. Oh, we can't see them. Where are they? They're on the field again.
John, come out to John
I'm
Cena.
trying to think anybody else with black?
Is that the tightest wrestling song? I think it is.
Maybe. I can't think of anything off top
There's some good ones.
other
but
than
that
Hulk
shit is
Hogan's.
tight.
I'm a real American.
We used to go out to the Jimi Hendrix too.
Yeah, oh, but
He's
that shit was
Hollywood
tight.
Hogan.
Yeah, that shit was tight. But yeah, that John Cena entrance song. Oh man, I don't know. It's
I remember the first few
I can't
times
hate
I
it.
always thought it was going to be some Latino guy coming out, but it works.
What I like about wrestling is there's this term of endearment when like Kurt Angle comes out and they're saying you suck, but it's like, but they're saying it because they love him. Same thing with John Cena. They're like John Cena sucks,
Yes.
but it's not like they like hate the guy. They're
Yeah,
like,
Brett loves this clip, and he's shown me it a few times of who's the guy with the ponytail, the Undertaker's old. I mean, not Undertaker. Brock's old handler, the manager, Heyman, Paul Heyman, where they had some bit where he made fun of John Cena's song. He's like, nah, nah. It's something.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like, can I just say, since Vince McMahon is retired, and I think I've mentioned it before, but I got to mention it again, Triple H is taking over, and it's. I usually put wrestling on for background noise, like just it's on, but I'm not watching it. But like I've been kind of like peeking over and like now I'm like watching it and paying attention. Like, oh my god, I'm fucking watching shit again like I'm a fucking kid.
This shit, I used
invested.
to get in and out, There was a long time I wasn't in. Then when I came back in, was the what's that? The 3 dudes, the tag team with the booty hose.
Oh yeah,
I was just like, this is the news. Like this is what's big now. And then they had the what's the guy? And he was never well liked. Is he supposedly The Rock's cousin?
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns, and I was
No,
like,
that
he
is-
looks the part. But I
That's
was
his
like,
cousin.
it sounds like no one likes him.
No, well now they love him because
And now they love him again. But back then, I was like, he wasn't very popular. I was like, he looks the part, though. I was like, he looks like he's a decent wrestler.
yeah, I think he's been the champion the longest ever. I think he's coming up on 2 years now. Or no,
Seth Rollins was like
he just
champion
passed
for a
2
while.
years.
I was watching.
I love that dude. But like they're letting the guys like have fun again. Like the one dude, what the fuck's Matt Riddle? He always comes like, bro, like he's like all surfer dude. Like once Vince left, they let him just be him, and him and Seth Rollins. I think I mentioned it before, where they were doing like they kind of like took off of the John Jones and Cormier. They're like, okay, and cut, and then Rollins goes, a Punk, you still there? And then they start talking, and he's like, yeah, the man in your house is Becky. To Seth Rollins was like, oh yeah, well there is no house for you because your family left you because your wife and your kids can't stand to see you. And like I was like, oh my god, like yo, chill, son. This is a kids program. And they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we're going back to TV 14. So no, it's not a kids program anymore. Fuck out of here. We trying to like fucking make a program. We're not trying to sell fucking bootios.
Yeah, the booty. I was like, what are these guys? They're dressed. They got like a unicorn. I was like, what is their gimmick?
Sophie's a fan.
And then they're playing the trombone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep coming across that clip. Keeps showing up of when dang, Booker T when he calls Hulk Hogan the N word by accident. That shit's so funny. And he tries to hire. He's like,
It's funny because there was an interview a couple years ago about that, and he was like, anyone who knows me, this shit is wild. He goes, anyone who knows me knows that I don't say that word, and I haven't uttered that word since. It's like, okay, Booker T,
nah, that came out way too naturally.
Nah, that you know the truth. Like,
That
and
shit
the
was
thing
so
is, like,
funny.
you don't gotta be ashamed about it. Like, relax, son. Like, I mean, it was on national TV, so it was kind of fucked up. Yo, that shit is so funny every time. Yo,
The playoff is so great too because he's like, and the girl in the background's like, just like,
like wrestling, like it wasn't something like I stopped watching it, like paying attention, but since Vince retired, it's like
I might have to check it out again.
it's
Honestly, I used to
fun.
like watching when it was. Yeah, it's just fun. It's funny. Like I was trying to explain to Bea, like she's like, "Why do you like it's so fake?" But I was like, "I don't know. It's just kind of funny though."
But that's the thing though too. Like that's always the
The
argument.
trash talk is hilarious
When
sometimes.
people say, "Oh, wrestling's fake," it's like, well, so's like movies.
So is the Kardashians. And you think
Yeah.
it's a reality show? That's
Oh my god!
fake.
Like, oh yeah. So what did I put? Did I put that up, or I know I watched the video where they're talking about they're talking about human trafficking, and they're like, but if we want to talk about human trafficking, why is nobody mad at Kris Jenner? And then they start going over the whole Ray J, Kim Kardashian sex tape and how he was like pressured into signing, and then they tried to pressure him into making another tape, and like all this shit. It's like, okay, so this is coming from Ray J's side, so you take it with a grain of salt. But would you be shocked? This woman has basically been making a living off of her kids, so it doesn't sound far fetched. But they were like, yeah, she wanted to make another video, and then there was another thing to it too. But yeah, it's like she was the one that walked into Vivid and like sold the tape. It was like, yo, what a fucking
Of her
monster.
daughter, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
like
ridiculous.
you're selling a sex tape of your
But it
child,
made her freaking daughter a freaking
getting
superstar.
getting fucking skeeted on her face, which is wild. Like that's just wild. I'm just like, I'm gonna watch it tonight. But all right. So I think let me look at my notes here real quick, because I have like just backlogged notes. DC, the county fair, yeah, that started this run. The Exorcist. Hey, baseball is back. We got a home run, over 60 home runs now. It looks like, so we can start paying attention to baseball again.
Did he get tested?
Yeah, well, that's what I can't wait. I can't wait till that test comes back positive. Because that should be great.
No one used to come near that, and then everyone that did all got busted. And
Remember Brady Anderson? He was hitting like 10 home runs, and all of a sudden he hit 50, and then he went back down to 10.
it's, like I said, that's my favorite player as a kid was Darryl Strawberry. He led the league with 39.
Big business, son. But yeah, he's on pace to hit 66, I think they said. But 15 games left, so he should be able to hit 6 more.
Although at the same time, the way athletes are getting bigger and stronger, I feel like it's like basketball. Eventually, you're like, we got to raise the hoop. Everyone's getting slowly taller and taller.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. It's like looking at baseball and watching this kid, Aaron Judge, cranking out home runs. That's cool and all. But, look, my stance on steroids. If it's for baseball, if it's for cycling, if it's for swimming, if it's for, let's go with basketball. I'll put basketball in there. It's not full contact. You let them have all the steroids they want.
I've never heard. I don't recall any stories of basketball players using steroids.
I feel like there's
got to be some.
There was a story in the early 2000s. I feel like someone it came into question. I don't know if they actually got popped.
I wonder if it's because of the endurance aspect. Because steroids ain't gonna help with that.
No, but EPO would.
It'll help you with that dunk contest real quick.
That's all you need, son. You only need a booster. But I find it like, look, if I'm paying money to see a sport that like football, let's not do it because you're throwing your body into other people. Fighting, let's not do it. Hockey, no. But if it's something where you're not like really like full on like full contact, just give them all the steroids, dude. Like, even people talk about like certain actors. I think like Tyler Perry. They said like Tyler Perry was taking steroids. It's like who fucking cares? Let him take all the steroids he
Yeah, a lot
wants.
of actors were. That's.
Like, why does it
I mean,
matter?
again, like the physique when you see like ripped abs is not natural. Like
No. Well,
one, you
that's
either did a super cut and you're that way for like a day or two, or you're doing steroids.
well that my friend who's got her super fight coming up in November, I believe. The girl that she's going up against, she sent me her Instagram, and I'm looking at this. She was like, "There's no way that girl is clean. Like, like that girl has a 10 pack. Like it's like she just got like ab muscles just fucking appearing out of nowhere now. Like in the middle of a picture, another one just appeared. I was like, fuck you, I got 11 now. Like it's like that she can't be clean. And I'm not one to point fingers, but I am. I think she's got some dirty needles in her gym
Yeah,
bag.
it's we've talked about it before in here, I believe, but it's just sports. What's legal and not legal? Because you're basically they're doing as much as they can
Yeah.
that is legal. Like you're like the whole testosterone is technically, I mean, steroids is technically testosterone. Then you have the
Yeah.
testosterone replacement therapy that
Mm-hmm.
some people need, but then it's like you're allowed up to a certain limit. So it's like, why wouldn't everyone want to be at the high level of that limit?
Yeah.
Technically, protein shakes is a supplement.
Yep.
You can't get protein naturally from food with no fat and carbohydrates at all, but that's legal. And I mean rightfully so in that it doesn't cause a huge advantage, but well, it doesn't or doesn't. I mean,
It's. I mean,
someone eating a whey protein shakes over someone not eating it is probably going to be more lean and mass body
also if you're
muscle.
both putting in the work, it's like if you're just taking protein shakes, you're not putting in the work. You're not
Yeah,
gonna have an
but
advantage.
it's a chemical made substance. It's not natural. Creatine,
Yep.
it occurs naturally in meat, and it does have a significant advantage of your don't fatigue as quickly, and you're able to do more reps. And the creatine powder, that's freaking lab made. Why is that legal? Because it's not as big of a impact as testosterone. I mean, steroids, but
It still has an
it's
impact.
still yeah. It's
Eh,
so it's like I'm sure every athlete's doing everything. Professional athletes are probably doing just about as much as they can. That's legal.
yeah.
And then there's a few times where it might cross the line. I don't know what Tom Brady's done, but it's gonna come out. I think when he's retired, he was doing. I'm not saying it's anything even illegal. It's just he knew what he might have some kind of vitamin that freaking keeps people younger and
Yeah.
ages you a little less.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like you said, all like professional athletes are on something, like protein, creatine, whatever it may be. And it's like that's been kind of a question, or a debate when it comes to like taking extra supplements. It's like so now this becomes a money thing. It's like because if you can't afford to hit the local GNC or vitamin shop, yeah, I said vitamin. I also like to say advertisement. But if you can't hit, those spots and get you some shit, or fucking go on Amazon, it's like, oh, but this guy can. He's at a big advantage because he's selling rocks and you're not. And
Well, like for sure, steroids is a big advantage in strength. So is creatine over someone not using creatine.
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's like if you got two athletes that are hustling, one's using creatine and the other one isn't. That obviously will have an advantage versus if you got someone who's not really working very hard and someone who's working really hard, and that guy who's not working really hard takes some creatine, it might bring him up a level, but it's not going to bring him up over that guy who's busting his ass and working hard. So, I mean, it's like, but if everybody's on the same playing field and busting their ass, and then you got one guy taking creatine and, no one else is taking it, it's like that one guy is going to be Tom Brady. So, you know, just something to think about. Let the guys take the steroids. It's okay. Like let Aaron Judge take all the steroids because I'm gonna be honest. I want to see 100. I want to see 100 home runs in the season
And what
before
if
I die.
professional athletes are allowed 1 shot of steroids per month.
Do it, son. Go fucking all.
It all has to be the same amount. But
Yo, I'm trying to think. There's nothing to eat here. I got popsicles. That's all I have.
all right, that's all I got. I do have peanut butter, I think.
See, the thing is, when I say there's nothing to eat, I don't want to make anything. I don't want to make peanut butter and jelly. So I think I got some Ritz crackers and popsicles. So this is about to be a very sad
I do have
night.
popsicles too.
Like, I should have ordered that pizza.
Yeah, for lunch today, my work will provide lunch. They had shrimp tacos. I don't like shrimp, so I didn't want shrimp. So I picked chicken Caesar salad. That's like the generic side thing if you don't like the meat. They didn't have any chicken, so he just handed me a garden salad and was like, "This is good, right?" I was like, "Whoa, do I have a choice?" I was like, "What? This is like 30 calories. Like, I can't eat this for the day, and that's good." I tried to put the lettuce, and I felt like a cow eating. But yeah, I was freaking starving.
I don't even remember. I was off today, but I don't remember the day. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck did I do today?
Yeah, this is gonna throw us off. I gotta remember today's.
Yeah, like, well, because as soon as you leave, I'm just posting it up. Well, I'm gonna schedule it for the morning, but and then I gotta remember. Dude, so much recording. Oh no, I'm off tomorrow. I'm not recording tomorrow, so that's good. I get to like fucking take notes and take a nap. But then for Friday we're gonna have the Skull Face family over here, and we're gonna record, talk about the extras, and their daughter, their oldest daughter, watched it for the first time, so I want to get her opinion. Like, she's gonna be the main focal point of this episode. Is I want to ask her all the questions, and then both the parents. She doesn't have religion in her life, but both the parents were Catholic, so I want to talk about that. And then like Saturday we're doing werewolves. We'll talk about werewolves and shit. And then Sunday, not doing shit. I'm editing all the shit after that. Sunday, I'm just going to be sitting here. All right, I guess I shouldn't have said that, so we'll clip that out. Fuck, I said it again and again. Fuck, talking about someone's mom. Great, edit. So yeah, so I gotta now try to remember the days of the week off of this because it's Wednesday, and all I really want to do is eat right now. But there ain't no fucking food in this house. The fuck do I pay this woman for? I don't. She buys me action figures. And it gets fucking dick down. All right, so we'll go ahead and wrap on that. Yeah. So, again, sorry about the delay. That other episode will get kind of introduced into the wild some way, somehow.
Yeah, you got a bonus
later. Yeah. I might put it on the back end of another episode, just kind of clip it in there, heavily edited and cleaned up. You'll still get to hear me be super wrong about a couple things, but what was it? We'll take out some of the cringier parts towards the like end of it where it went off the rails. I don't even know if we closed the show out properly.
I didn't know we reviewed any beers besides the first one.
Well, because there was one point we reviewed the beer. We went on to another topic, and you guys like, "Yo, you want to review this beer?" It's like,
but we do that a lot. Like,
no, this one was so like, because we were far gone. We were done.
I was probably sitting there with my pen ready, weighted down. Like, we still didn't write anything.
Oh boy, it was fun though. Fun. So yeah, everyone, as always, thank you for the support. Thank you for your patience with this episode. Thank you for just everything y'all cats do. If y'all got any questions, concerns, feel free to reach out to us. I can be found at bjj.wiki on Instagram. Steve's at thor.bentley on Instagram. And together we're at the Colompton Beer Club on Instagram. Shoot some topics. Shoot us some beer suggestions. Things like that. Otherwise, we're going to get the fuck out of here. I'm going to go try to find some food that we ain't got in this house. So, Steve?
Yeah, good soup, but also don't try pressured into it. We were pressured into it.
What was that score? Like 3?
3.
God damn, that's bad.
A double 3, so that's locked in. And that's only because it had alcohol.
Yeah,
might have got a 1.
Yeah, if that shit was.
I think a 3 was actually being nice because we weren't gonna probably go below 3.
Yeah, like if I really wanted to be spiteful, that shit was a solid 1.5.
We did have one worse where you didn't You refused to try it, and it was worse.
Yeah.
I also don't think it was fresh.
Dang, fucking gross. All right, y'all. See y'all later. Bye, bitches.